Hello. This is demo of Promnesia, the browser extension I've been working on to connect and unify the browsing history, which is currently scattered and siloed across different applications and services. And in this video, I want to demonstrate it with Romnesia as an example of a data source. And I'm using a public COVID-19 database, so you can also export the data and play with it for yourself. And first thing I want to show is the main Promnesia interface, which is a sidebar, which you can access at a hotkey or at a icon press. And the sidebar is showing you browsing history for the current page only. So as you can see, we've got a couple of occurrences of that link in our Rom database. You get to see the timestamp, obviously, and the nice feature of Romnesia is you also see the context in which the link occurred. So the context means a different thing for depending on the source. So if you're using Twitter as a source, it would be a tweet. If you're using your chat messages like from Telegram or WhatsApp or whatever, it would be the message, etc. In case of Rome, it's the outline, that is the node in which the link occurred. And you also get a permalink, so you can jump straight into Rome interface to that outline, and here you go. Here it is. Right. Next feature I want to show is what I call website exploration. Say you want to find, you're a software engineer and you maybe want to contribute to some COVID-related projects. So you want to find all the GitHub repositories working on COVID. You can go to GitHub. Again, you open the sidebar. Oops, sorry. You open the sidebar and you get to see the GitHub repositories saved in Rome. So you can click on them and yeah, here you go. And it also works not only with GitHub. For example, say you want to find what are the Twitter accounts writing about COVID. So you go to Twitter, you open the sidebar, and you get to see a whole bunch of tweets about COVID. So again, permalink lets you jump straight onto. Lets you jump straight onto the tweet. You can press on the account, and Promnesia would show you the tweets from that specific account in your browsing history. And that I find very useful because often I find myself like clipping or bookmarking some tweets from some people, and I get I do it over and over again, which often is a good sign that I should just follow them. And Promnesia lets me, recall how often I engage with a specific person's content. Yeah. Next feature I want to show is the search. So you can just browse all your history, which is maybe not so useful because there are many visits. But you can do a full text search. So say you want to find everything in your browsing history about masks, and yeah, here you go. We've got visits from two different sources, like it's my hypothesis annotations, and in that public Rom database as well. Cool. Next feature I want to show is what I call how did I get here. So say you've got a bookmark. Perhaps you saved it like 2 months ago and you don't quite remember why, and it's a proper paper, and you're not sure if you should spend your time reading it, like who sent it to you, why did you save it in the first place. So with Promnesia you can open a sidebar and you can trace how did you end up saving that page. So if you click on the timestamp, you get to search visits around the timestamp. So you can see you've saved a whole bunch of links like exactly at the same moment, and right before that, you were on that HackMD page. So we can click on it. And yeah, your link must be on that page. And yeah, here you go. Here it is. Yeah. Next feature of Promnesia, it's useful for efficient, information exploration or whatever you call it. Basically, often, so you can see there is a whole bunch of links on that page, and it's unlikely you're gonna process them all in one go. So sometimes you end up like clicking on a couple of them, and then you get back to the page later. But there is nothing that helps you to keep track of which links you've already seen and which you haven't. So with Promnesia, you can press a hotkey. Oops. Hotkey. And Promnesia would mark, you see the red thingy? So it's a mark Promnesia puts next to the links you've already visited that is processed in some way. So you can just scroll through the page and you can see some of the links you've already processed and some of them you haven't yet. So you can click on them and you don't have to repeat yourself and go over the links you've already seen all over again. Yep. So this is everything I wanted to show for today. There is a link to Promnesia repository in the description, and there are more demos, like video demos and screenshots and documentation. So if you can think of any cool data source or any other feature you'd like to see, I would be keen to know. Yeah, please let me know. Yep, thanks for watching. Check it out. Bye.